Imagine this. You are completely alone, surrounded by land, with no buildings, no roads, and no people around you. When you wake up, there is no system waiting for you, no food prepared, no water delivered, no protection guaranteed. Everything you need, you must find yourself. Food, water, safety. And if you fail, even for a short time, you do not survive. Now imagine something different. You are no longer alone. You are surrounded by people. Hundreds of them. Then thousands. There is food. There is shelter. There are walls protecting you. And suddenly, your chances of survival increase. This is where cities begin. Not as places of comfort, but as systems of survival. Most people believe cities were built because humans wanted to live together. But that is not the full story. Cities were built because humans needed to survive more efficiently. Thousands of years ago, something changed. Humans stopped moving constantly. They began to stay. Farming allowed them to grow food in one place. And for the first time, they had something new. Surplus. More food than they needed for a single day. And that changed everything. Because once you have extra food, you can stay longer. Once you stay longer, you build structures. Once you build structures, you create systems. And once systems appear, a city is born. One of the earliest cities, Uruk, emerged around 4000 BC. But imagine what that first city looked like. Small houses made of mud and clay. Narrow streets filled with movement. Markets where people exchanged food and goods. Walls rising slowly, built to protect what was inside. For the first time in history, humans were not just surviving alone. They were building something together. And that changed everything. Because in a city, you no longer do everything yourself. Some people grow food. Some people build homes. Some people organize and control. Roles begin to form. And this is the true beginning of civilization. Because when humans specialize, they become more efficient. And when they become more efficient. But here is the deeper truth. A city is not just buildings. It is a machine. A system where food enters. People work. Goods move. And power is controlled. And like any machine, if one part fails, everything begins to break. Your city feels stable, but it is not. It is fragile. Because it depends on constant movement, constant supply, and constant organization. Now here is the truth most people never think about. A city does not make you independent. It makes you dependent. Because everything you need comes from a system you cannot control. Someone grows your food. Someone transports it. Someone organizes its delivery. And you trust that it will always be there. Have you ever thought about that? Your life depends on systems you rarely notice. And that is the hidden power of cities. They hide complexity. They make life feel simple, while running incredibly complex systems in the background. Now think about power. Cities did not just create safety. They created control. Kings ruled from cities. Armies were directed from cities. Trade passed through cities. Whoever controlled the city controlled everything around it. That is why cities were protected by walls. Not to keep people inside, but to keep enemies out. Because a city was not just a place. It was the center of power. And power attracts conflict. Cities were attacked, invaded, destroyed. Because controlling a city meant controlling an entire region. An empire is not built on land. It is built on cities. Because land does nothing until it is organized. And cities are the centers of that organization. But cities also changed how humans lived. For the first time, people did not need to produce everything themselves. They could rely on others. This created something new. Dependency. And dependency allowed cities to grow larger and more complex. But it also made them vulnerable. Because cities depend on flow. Food must arrive. Water must be supplied. Energy must be maintained. If any of these systems stop, everything begins to fail. Think about your city right now. If food stopped arriving, how long would it last? A few days? A week? Modern cities feel powerful, but they are also fragile. Because they depend on systems that must never stop. And yet, most people never see this. We walk through cities every day, but we do not see what makes them work. We see buildings, but we do not see systems. We use services, but we do not see networks. And that is the hidden truth. Cities are invisible systems disguised as physical places. Now look at the modern world. More than half of humanity lives in cities today. Cities are no longer just centers. They are the dominant form of human life. And everything depends on them. But what makes a city truly powerful is not its size. It is its connection. Everything in a city is connected. Food systems, transport systems, energy systems, communication systems. And the stronger these connections are, the stronger the city becomes. But if those connections break, everything stops. No movement. No supply. No function. A city does not slowly fail. It collapses. And it collapses faster than most people expect. Because cities are not built to pause. They are built to flow. Constantly. This is what makes them powerful. and dangerous. Because when everything depends on a system, failure spreads quickly. But cities also did something else. They changed how humans think. Before cities, life was local. You lived where you were born. You knew only your surroundings. But cities introduced something new: scale. People from different places came together. Ideas mixed. Cultures evolved. And suddenly, the world became larger, even while people stayed in one place. Cities do not just connect people, they connect ideas. And that is what drives innovation. Science, technology, culture, all grow faster in cities, because connection creates possibility. Now look at your life. Everything around you depends on systems built inside cities. The food you eat, the technology you use, the services you rely on. All of it exists because cities exist. And yet, cities themselves depend on something fragile: balance. Between supply and demand, between order and chaos, between connection and control. And maintaining that balance is one of the greatest challenges in human history. Because the bigger a city becomes, the harder it is to control, and the more it depends on systems that must never fail. So the next time you walk through your city, pause for a moment. Because you are not just in a place. You are inside a system that has been evolving for thousands of years. A system built for survival, expanded for power, and now shaping the future of humanity. And maybe the most important thing to understand is this: cities do not just exist around you. They shape you, in ways you may never fully notice. Thank you for joining English Spark. Stay curious, and keep discovering the hidden stories behind everyday things.